Crazy Mike world, we're just gonna do it like this. Jim Brewer, man. I love this character in Half Baked.
Yeah.
So we're gonna hear him out, cause we he deserves that much. Yeah, yeah.
School, in my opinion, was simply set up to program your entire existence. And the kids that figure it out when they're younger and they're going, what am I doing here? But in the old days, it was more about, or in the past, the history was, hey, you don't want to be stupid. You want to be left behind. You don't want to, what are you, dumb? You're not going to work. How are you going to make money? How are you going to get an education? How are you going to get into college? That was the peer pressure from the system. That is all well designed. And if you really think about it, it's no different than a prison. You show up at a very ugly looking building. You bring your trays along to get your food. You sit in a cafeteria style. You're in a classroom indoors for hours. No child, no human is supposed to live like that. Period. So they break down
Good point.
your natural instinct. They break down your ability to go out and create and learn.
If Zoom is what you're
Ooh.
your podcast with, then you're missing out on better quality. But I got you. Riverside is your one-stop shop for
School is to me one of the meanest things you can do to a child and to any society. And then eventually, as time went on, you forced where the mother had to work and the father had to work. And so now you're breaking up the parents and you're allowing that to take over. And now it's like, oh, your kid can't keep up. Well, we just happen to have this little deal here with this company. And here's the good news. We can fix your kid with these fine drugs. And although we don't know what's going to
Cool.
do in 10 years, but hey, he'll stick a little better with the program we're putting in front of your child. And, it's called a condition. But basically it's called the kid figured it out. The kid's really creative and knows they shouldn't be indoors learning this nonsense they're putting in front of them that brings you nothing. It doesn't teach you how to take care of one another. It doesn't teach you what to do if one of your parents pass away. It doesn't teach you anything if your family breaks up. It doesn't teach you how to lift other people up and how to create a village and how everyone should look after each other. That's the only thing we should be learning besides building and stuff like that. The rest is just, it's to program your life and to kill every single instinct that you have as a human, in my opinion.
That's a pretty strong opinion.
And this system's been enforced for a long time. What we'll learn in school is one thing, whether it's about the natives or whatever. We only learn what we were told this is what it was. We never.
There was a person that was named Jesus in ancient Israel, Palestine.
If you're moving anytime soon, just
I want to give me the starter for Morgan Freeman.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
Or truth of the matter is, sometimes a man decides to talk the way he does, and sometimes it just happens.
It's unreal. Tell what?
I was gonna ask, what's the starter for Robin Williams?
Oh,
Yeah.
oh my gosh. Oh no, who knew, huh? Kind of an amazing thing. A lot of people did the over-the-top Robin Williams. What I went for was the one where you grow a beard and win an Academy Award. Just get quieter. It's an amazing thing. Isn't it?
I'm trying to think of somebody. Jack Black I hit every once in a while, and I can't figure out how to keep
To get it
there.
back?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like I'll get it. Dude. ladies and gentlemen, See, it's in there.
Yeah.
It's in there, and you got to get the R's. Dude, Legend of the Kung Fu Panda. Ladies and gentlemen.
That is it.
It's there, and then it goes in and out. But I don't work. I have to just it's repetition. But yeah, Madden was known as like, this is like second and third hand stories. But like, your name's Dickhead. I'm going to call you Dickhead because your head looks like and so you got your body.
For myself. And
y'all let me know if I'm the crazy one here, because I can't wrap my brain around this shit to save my life. We got people literally camping in the streets, crying, lighting candles, holding signs, getting fucking arrested, doing the most for people who broke into this country illegally. But when it comes to American veterans sleeping under bridges, suddenly there's not even a fucking thought. A man, a woman, because that's all the fuck there is, can wear the uniform, deploy overseas, miss their kids growing up, come home broken, physically, mentally, spiritually, and the government goes, best we could do is a wait list and a pamphlet. But someone crosses the border illegally, housing, healthcare, here's food, legal protection, here's a fucking debit card. Are y'all out of y'all minds? I don't want to hear you can care about both. Stop lying. If you cared about both, vets wouldn't be sleeping on sidewalks in the country they defended. Some of y'all act like vets are an inconvenience. And once the uniform comes off, apparently so does the give a fuck. If you've ever screamed no human is illegal but walked past a homeless vet like he was invisible, you're not more.
All the girls want this one guy. Okay? And maybe number 4. They'll settle for number 4. But 3, 2, 1, they don't want. And we know because just look at the world around you. Look at these billionaires, right? Like Elon Musk. How many wives does he have? How many children does he have? Right? All the women in the world, many, not all, but many just want to marry actors like Brad Pitt. Billionaires like Elon Musk. Right? And 3, 2, and 1, what do? Well, they watch Netflix, they watch porn, they play video games. They've given up on life, okay? They're like, we don't care. We call these people incels, right? Involuntary celibates, because basically they've given up on life and life has given up on them. So this entire competition is between number 5 and 4 for all the women in the world. And this is, again, this will lead to the death of humanity. And the question now is, okay, why are we And so let's look at game theory analysis, right? The players, the rules, and incentives.
Okay,
all the girls.
Yeah, but what can I say? He's cooking. Like, when people are cooking, I'm not going to be in here. Oh, that was funny.
And
I only do that when they're not cooking.
So let's look at game theory analysis, right? The players, the rules, and incentives. We know what the players are. The players are doing stupid things. The rules we know, okay? But the incentives is something that we have to think about. Why are they behaving like this? And the answer is because they're not interested in sex or procreation. What they're interested in is status. Okay, that's the game they're playing, status. I don't want to marry someone to have children. I want to marry someone so I can take a picture of her and post it on Instagram so I can get a lot of likes. I want to marry someone so I can walk with her in the mall and all the guys are jealous. I want to marry someone who I can brag about. Okay? It's a game about status, not a game about sex or procreation. You understand? People are not being rational here.
What about love? Da, 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 da.
People are trying to maximize their status in life. And that's why.
Okay, my one piece of advice for all.
When you figure out that the jewelers took over the world with rocks they convinced you were valuable, look at your hand and realize how stupid you really are. It don't matter how big a diamond is, it's a rock. Period. It don't matter how shiny the gold is, it's a rock. Period. Now, who sells those rocks?
Excuse me, sir. I've been leaving a couple notes on your property saying I can clean it up for free for you, and I'm not lying.
Yeah, if you want to do, that's fine.
All right, next week, probably like Tuesday or something.
Yeah, I'll be out of town.
You'll come back to a nice looking lawn, huh?
I just got to keep it up then.
I'm gonna clean up your sidewalk too, man. That's crazy. You can't even walk through that.
Hey guys, it's Phil, and after leaving 2 notes on this homeowner's door with no response, I figured he either wasn't interested or didn't believe me. Then one day I finally spotted him outside. I ran over and asked if he'd like help cleaning up his overgrown property. When
Is that a body? No, I'm just kidding, but I'd have been like, leave the sidewalk blocked.
I do it for free, he just laughed, and honestly, I don't blame him. I'm pretty sure those 2 notes I left earlier were read, crumpled up, and ignored out of pure disbelief. Even this time, I don't think he thought I was serious, but while he was away on vacation, I went to work. After 2 full days in non-stop, 100-degree blistering heat, I turned his entire property into something completely unrecognizable, and when he finally came back and saw the results, I'm willing to bet he regretted every second he doubted me. And hey, if you enjoyed this video, hit that like and follow button. It's the easiest way to show your support.
Is this trash
Help the
content?
channel grow.
I
Take care.
apologize. Let's see the result. Nice. Nice. He's got to get Phil's reaction. Good job, Phil's lawn care.
I think I like this little.
Hey, who? Yo, they have been telling us the truth for a long time. The Golden Child by Eddie Murphy. Check out what the devil said to the child. Pay attention. You will eat. He wants him to eat, because that would lower his vibration, and he'll be able.
You can't blame me.
1,000 bottles of baby oil, that's a lot. Remember, he wasn't on trial for having 1,000 bottles.
Michael, do you know what the leading cause of death for pregnant people is?
Pregnant people?
The baby?
Mothers? Women?
If you'd like to call them mothers, not all of them are mothers, but if you'd like to call them that.
What are they if they're not mothers?
They're pregnant people.
What people other than mothers are pregnant?
Does it bother you to use inclusive?
Sounds like the woman, this one, they're just nuts.
Michael,
Bruh,
Michael, do you know what the leading cause of death for pregnant people is?
what is it?
To call them mothers, not all of them are mothers, but if you'd like to call them that.
What are they if they're not mothers?
They're pregnant people.
What people other than mothers are pregnant?
Does it bother you to use inclusive language?
Well,
It's just interesting
I
because-
prefer to use precise language.
It's interesting because you come into this conversation, trying to hold this moral superiority, but then when
I try to be moral when I can, but I...
Right, but when I use inclusive language, which it only takes a couple extra syllables to use inclusive language,
To include
and
who?
it seems to include people who don't, identify as women but can become pregnant.
Like a person who's born a woman and then identifies as a man and is pregnant.
Yeah.
So you're telling me that in order to be a moral person, I need to accept the idea that a man, someone who is born a man and looks like a man, can really become a woman. That's a prerequisite of my being a moral person.
I mean, yes, to me it is.
I would like to identify, I do identify actually, as the correct person on this issue of abortion. I identify as being correct and more correct than you on this issue. And I would just ask that you accept and affirm my identity. Do you?
Well, you are not a medical professional, and abortion and pregnancy
No, I'm
is
just
a
talking about my
medical
identity.
concern. That's not your identity.
That is my, I promise you, that's my identity.
The down payment on the 300.
Hello, ma'am. Officer Newman with the Lowell Police Department. Just so you know, you are being detained right now. I'm gonna have you come back to the loss prevention office with me right now.
Cop's wife thought she was above the law, but she was a klepto like Winona Ryder.
Usually Mondays are my upper days.
You know something, Arnold? I really like you. I really.
This is the greatest joke ever written. Written by Norm Macdonald. A man is moving into a neighborhood and being greeted by his neighbor. The neighbor says, "Welcome to the neighborhood. What brings you here?" The man says, "I'm the new professor of logic over at the university." The man says, oh, logic, huh? What does that mean? The man says, basically, it means I can extrapolate a lot of information about a system by only knowing a few key points of information. The neighbor didn't understand. So the man says, let me give you an example. And he asks him, do you own a lawnmower? And the neighbor says, yes. And he goes, well, if you own a lawnmower, then I can assume you have a lawn. If you have a lawn, then you probably have a house. And if you have a house, you probably have a wife. And if you have a wife, you're probably straight. All of this was extrapolated by just getting one piece of information about you. That's deduction. That's logic. The neighbor says, oh, that's cool. Later that day, the neighbor goes to a bar to meet with a friend. The friend says, hey man, how you doing? And the neighbor says, good, I just met my new neighbor who's the professor of logic over at the university. And his friend at the bar says, logic, well, what does that mean? And he said, basically it means he can get a bunch of information about you by just knowing a couple of things. The friend doesn't really understand. He says, I don't get it. The neighbor says, well, let me give you the same example he gave me. And he asks his friend, do you own a lawnmower? His friend says, no. And the neighbor says, well, that means you're fucking gay. This is the greatest joke.
R.I.P. Norm, yo. So, started with Jim, ended with Norm, and a bunch of other crap in between. BRB, bruh.